motivated.
Due to go 12 rounds, can Craig Cummings cope with the rough, tough, strong, gritty style of Steve Collins? Well, he's got Collins over. What about that for a start? Steve Collins is floored for only the third time in his career in that exchange, and Craig Cummings can certainly smell a sensation. He lets go another left hand, then another right. What about this in the first round? Steve Collins is absolutely stunned. So is the crowd. So is Glenn McCrory alongside me.
It was unbelievable. It looked as if Craig Cummings was stunned by what he'd done. But a ferocious start from Cummings. Some good punching combinations to put Collins over.
Must have happened in the first quarter of a minute or so. They both came out letting the punches fly, and Cummings hit the jackpot. Well, what a shot that is for Steve Collins, but he really normally is so resilient. The last man to put him down was Chris Eubank in their first fight. And the only other man was Kevin Watts. That's in his whole career. It happened after 12 seconds, we're told. Collins seems to have recovered his composure.
Yes, he's got to get his boxing back together. Cummings looks to be a nice, sharp boxer. Using the jab quite well. He's putting it out nice and snappy. And Collins has just got to get his rhythm back together and start getting his own jab going a little bit.
Oh, two good shots going in there from Collins. The left followed by the right, both to the head. Cummings seems to have a bit of a mark underneath the right eye, and the right hand gets him. They've both been down in the opening round. Cummings is up quickly, maybe too quickly, at about 2. He'll take a mandatory 8. There is no shortage of action in this first round. And down goes Collins again. This time it is not a knockdown. This time it is a slip. Well, it's a bit on the sensational side, this opening round.
It really is. That was a good knockdown from Collins, who's starting to get his jab and then got a combination behind it. He's got to build on that and not be too reckless.
He knows that this Cummings obviously has a bit of power. He's got a pretty good knockout ratio in his record, Cummings. It has been at a lower level. And another right hand has hurt Cummings there. He wants to hold on. Have to tell you that the one time he went into world-class Cummings, he really rocked Aaron Davis, the WBA welterweight champion. That happened in the first round before he got beaten. Now we'll try to unravel the events of that opening round again for you in chronological order. This is what happened after 12 seconds.
He just rushed out a little bit open, Collins. You see the hands are down, just getting a little scramble. It wasn't really that clean a punch that did that, but over he went and he had to take account for that. You see, just caught on the top of the head there by the left hook. A punch did land, but I don't think he was that badly hurt.
And then, this is a great punch that Collins produces.
Yes, that was a lot more convincing. That was a good, solid right hand. He went down heavily from that. Cummings really landed flush on the chin there. Got all his weight behind it, but he was up very quickly, Cummings, and managed to get through the end of the round.
Enough action in the opening 3 minutes to fill most 12 rounders. Here's the second round. Steve Collins in the kilt for tonight's appearance in Scotland. Craig Cummings, the Kansas City fireman.
Collins again trying to let go of the left right. Now was a good right hand.
He's finding the gap for that punch, and then there was a left to the body as well. This may not last long, but it could be explosive while it does, and Cummings is hurt again. His legs looked unsteady. Collins these days treats his fights like guerrilla warfare.
strong, with Cummings just looking a little bit disorganised by the onslaught from Collins.
And Cummings is taking a massive jump up. He's caught by the left hook this time. You certainly couldn't accuse him of coming in here and being nervous and negative. Cummings, he's again leaves himself open to a right hand, making mistakes, those rights. He's going to pay for that. The left glove is low. He's being hit by a lot of those, and he wants to hold on. He wants to buy time. He's experienced enough of that. Roy Francis takes a slightly closer look at him.
Collins' fight plan was to box. He's just getting involved too much in Collins' type of fight, and this is certainly suiting Collins now, who's got that extra strength.
And poundage, remember, coming in here, well, according to the weigh-in stats anyway, half a stone heavier, maybe even heavier as they come into the ring, because remember the weigh-in was last night. Collins can't miss at the moment with that right hand. He can't carry on taking these, Craig Cummings.
Well, Cummings certainly proven one thing: he's not afraid to have a fight with somebody as good as Steve Collins.
Gutsy, isn't he?
Very, very gutsy.
This man has been a hero of a few fire escapades in Kansas City, even fighting one night with smoke in his lungs and dehydrated from his firefighting. Again, he was rocked by a left hook. Another right hand goes in. Collins unleashing these punches now.
He was hurt by a good left right there. Cummings just stuck to the spot for a second.
And down he goes this time. And I think it was just the weight of a few punches. Or was it just a slip? I wondered for a moment whether he was just taking some respite, but not counted as a knockdown, that one. But he took a lot in that round, Cummings. And suddenly the reality of being in with Steve Collins after that amazing start where he had Steve Collins on the floor, the reality is setting in for Cummings.
Yes, he's very brave, Cummings, but I don't think bravery is going to be quite enough. He's standing too much. He's trying to have a fight with Collins. He's falling into the trap that obviously Collins wants, and he's just starting to get hurt by these punches. He's got to somehow try and get back to his boxing. You see, just getting a little bit untidy there, but Collins landing some good punches. The right hand just fell a little bit short, but that second right landed flush. Collins really loading up to let these punches go, and Cummings doing well to get through that round.
Third round, Steve Collins starting this fight with the Glasgow bookmakers anyway as a 16-1 on favourite, almost unbackable. Cummings quoted at 7-1. My, the bookmakers are generous, aren't they? Collins wants the stoppage, you can tell here. He's really setting himself for these shots. Another left hand, then a right. And he's showing some resilience here, Cummings. But how many more of these can he take? And now he's got damage under the left eye. Cummings has got a bruise, swelling coming up underneath his left eye. And he's too easy to hit. And Collins is such a good technician that he'll make this American still conceivably be dangerous.
Brave, but he'd do better to try and box, get behind the jab, and just try and get in the fight a little bit. Again, he lands with a good left hook.
Collins is getting through to him here. The referee wants to step in, and he's called it off. It is over in the third round. It stopped. Steve Collins retains his title after a scare in the opening 12 seconds when he was on the floor.